Now let's do a dry run to understand whether this program works properly. Right. So the execution of the function will start at main, okay, and then we declare a variable loop counter. Okay. Then three variables are declared: counter A, counter B, and counter C. And counter is initialized to 2, counter B to -1, counter C to -1. Okay. These are three variables. Then we have the arrays created and their values or addresses assigned to tower A, tower B, and tower C integer pointers. So that is done. Then we declare the TOH function. SCR function is called. Then we do a for loop and values are assigned to the tower A or array represented by tower A. These are the values 3, 2, 1. 3 is at the index position 0, 2 at index position 1, and 1 at index position 2 of tower A. Then we do one more for loop and tower B and tower C arrays are initialized, all set to zeros. Okay. Now let's go to the while function. So the while loop is called, the condition is true and it's going to be true always because the value of the conditional expression is 1. Okay. Then we go to the if condition. Is counter A not equal to -1? Yes, counter A value is 2 and therefore the condition is true. The if condition within this if condition is executed, which has a call to a TOS function with the values tower A, tower B, tower C, that is addresses of these arrays, then address of counter A and address of counter B, value 0 and 1, 2, 3 for order. Okay. So now the control will go to the TOH function. So now the control is in the tower of HANA or TOH function, and here we are having this parameters: tower source, tower target, and tower others created. We also have integer pointers for counter source and counter target created, and variables called second and int order. Right. So we have tower source, which is actually now having the address of tower A, and it is set to values 3 to 1 or pointing to values 3 to 1. Then we have tower target B, which is pointing to tower B, which is having values 0, 0, 0. Then we have tower other, which is actually pointing to tower C, and when the values will be 0, 0, 0. Then we have counter source set to 2. This is because the source tower, which is in this case tower A, has the topmost disk at the location 2. And the target tower is tower B, and there are no disks in this particular tower, and therefore it is set to -1. This is the first call from tower A, and therefore call second is set to 0. The order is 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now we create the preval and allow variables. Okay. Preval is initialized to -1, allow to 0. Because they are static variables, we have highlighted them in blue color. Okay. Then val variable is created and there is no value assigned to it. So we have not set any value for the val variable. Print tower function is declared. After that, val is assigned the value of tower source with the index position of counter source. The tower source is tower A. The counter source value is 2, and therefore the value at 2, index 2 of tower source is going to be 1, and therefore while will be assigned value 1. Okay, this is the value to be considered or disk to be transferred. Then if condition is called, Is the second value 0? Yes, it is 0, and therefore allow is incremented to 1. Okay. Then we check the second if condition. Is pre-val not equal to val? This is true. Okay, the condition is true, and because we are short circuit operator, we are not going to check the second part of the condition. So this condition is evaluated, it evaluates to true, and therefore control goes within the block to the if condition within the block. Right, that is executed. Is counter target greater than -1? Right now counter target is -1, it is not greater than -1, which means that the tower B is empty. So there is no need to check whether the current disk value is greater than the disk value present below the target location. It is empty, so this checking is not required. So this condition is false. So we go to the next statement. Preval equal to val. Preval is assigning the value of val so that in the next call to this function we can check whether we are working with the same disk or the new disk. Okay, so preval is set to 1, allow is set to 0. Okay, and then counter target is incremented by 1, so counter target value becomes 0, and the val is assigned to the target tower at the index position counter target. So now the value is going to change. Okay, so tower target index position counter target set to 1, and the source tower value is going to set to 0 at the counter source position, and that is going to be 0 now. Okay, and counter source is incremented by 1, and therefore counter source will change to 1. Okay, then the call to print our function. Okay, and that will print the arrays, and the output is going to be for index position 0 1 2. Tower A will now be 3 2 0. Initially when we had called this function it was 3 2 1. Because of this particular statement, this position is now assigned value 0. Okay. Tower B is now 1 0 0. Because of this particular assignment, tower B, which was having initially value 0 0 0, is now going to have value 1 0 0. And tower C, of course, there was no change, no transfer, and therefore tower C will be printed as it is. After executing the return 0 statement, the control will transfer back to our while loop. So we come back to the while loop. Right. Now here the call returned value 0, okay, because there was successful transfer, and counter A value is equal to 1. Okay. And because both the conditions are true, we transfer control, we take our control to this particular statement, and therefore this particular statement or function call is 10. Here the first argument is going to be tower A, and the second argument is going to be tower C. So this is going to be a source tower, and this is going to be our destination tower. Okay. So the call is made. Right, so we are again in TOH function. Again the parameters are created. So index position 0 1 2, tower A will have values 3 2 0, tower C will have values 0 0 0, and this is going to be our target tower in this particular call. Then your target tower B as the third tower, which is having values 1 0 0. Counter source will be initialized to 1. Counter target will initialize to -1 because the target tower C does not have any disk present. call second is set to 1 because it's the second call from the with the same source tower in this particular cycle. Order is set to 1 3 2. Now previous val is not created again, it is static variable, so whatever value was there assigned to it last in the previous call will persist, and the value was 1. Allow will have value 0 again from the previous call. Int val is created with no value assigned to it. Print tower function is declared. Val is assigned value from counter source or tower source. The tower source is A. Okay. Our source counter source is 1, so the value is this. So val is now going to have value as 2. Okay, so that is the value assigned to val, right? Then we come to the if condition, that is check is this call second. The answer is no. So value of allow is not incremented by 1. Okay, then we come to the next if condition. The condition is check. Is the previous val not equal to val? That is true. We are working with a different dash. So this time again the condition is true, right? So we go within the block, we check the next if condition. Is counter target greater than -1? Counter target is equal to -1. So this condition is false. So we skip the return -1 statement and we come to the next statement. Pre-val equal to val. Val is assigned a value of current val. So pre-val is set to 2. Allow is set to 0. Okay. And then the counter target incremented by 1. So that becomes 0. Okay. Then we have the value of val assigned to tower target, and therefore tower target will have value 2, and tower source will be assigned value 0 at counter source. So that becomes 0, and counter source is decremented by 1, so counter source currently is 1, now that becomes 0. Okay, and then we call a print tower function, and this output is going to be for index position 0 1 2, tower A 3 0 0 0. It was initially 3 2, okay, but after this particular statement this value changed to 0. Tower B of course had values 1 0 0. There's nothing changed with respect to tower B. Tower C was assigned a value at the counter target position 0, and therefore this 2 is now assigned to this location, and that is why we have this particular new tower C. And then with the return 0 execution we go back to the while loop. So back in the while loop we had done this call. Okay, so now we come to this statement. Condition is checked, condition is not true. Okay, we do not have 1 at the index -1, which is 2 index position, and therefore the condition is false. We then go to the next if condition is B empty. This is done because we are now shifting the focus to tower B. B is not empty, and therefore the condition is true, and therefore we go to the next if condition, that is executed with source tower as B and destination tower as, or target tower as tower C, and with these values for other parameters. So we go back to tower edge. This is our tower edge function. Again with the source as B and target as C. Okay. So parameters are created, index position 0 1 2. Tower source is B with values as 1 0 0. Okay. 1 was assigned in the very first call to this tower TOH function. Tower C is going to have 2 0 0. This was the assignment done in the second call to the TOH function. Tower A is the third function, third array. It has values 3 0 0. Then counter source is set to 0. Okay, this is our source value. Okay, and target again is 0, okay, because we already have an element in C. Next, call second is 0. In this cycle from tower B, this is the first call, therefore there is not a second call, therefore the value is set to 0. Order is going to 2, 3, 1. Preval is set to 2 from the previous function call, the static variable. Allow was set to 0, and then we have val variable created, print tower function declare, and then val is assigned the value of tower source with index as counter source. This is our source tower. The counter source value is 0, so basically we are going to take this particular value. So val is have value as 1. Okay. Next, if condition is checked, is the condition true? Yes. Okay, and therefore the allow variable is incremented and that is set to 1. We come here, is the previous val not equal to val? The previous val is 2 and current val is 1, so this condition is true. Therefore we enter into the if block. Okay, we execute second if condition. Is counter target greater than -1? Yes, it is. Value is 0. So we have to check the second part of the condition. Is the val greater than the value which is below the position where it is going to be placed? Val value is 1. Okay, and at the target location, if this is our target location, but one position below it we have value 2. 2 is greater than 1. Okay, we are checking for a condition whether val, which is currently 1, is greater than the target location's 1 position below, and that has value 2. So this condition is false. This value is 1, this value is 2, and therefore the condition is false, and therefore we skip this statement and we come to this statement. Okay, so this statement is executed. Pre-val assigned value of val, so pre-val becomes 1, value is set to 0. Okay, so value of allow, so allow becomes 0. Counter target is incremented by 1, so counter target here now becomes 1. Okay, we have the value of val assigned to tower target, so that is done, so the value is set to 1. Then we have source tower index position counter source set to 0. Okay, so that becomes 0, and counter source is decremented by 1, so this becomes -1. Okay, and therefore the value is changed to -1. Then we call a print towers function, okay, and that is going to print the values of each of the tower, starting with A. A is going to have value 300, that is the third tower not involved in the transfer or transaction. So values are not going to change here. Tower B, okay, the value 1 was transferred to C, and therefore this value is set to 0, right? And therefore this tower has all zeros. Tower C got the value from B, and that was set to this location. Therefore, the array has changed to 2, 1, 0. Right? After doing a return 0 statement, we go back to our while loop. So we come back to a while loop. Okay, we had made the call here. Okay, now the values returned are 0 because they are successful transfer, right? And counter B is equal to -1. There is no more value in the tower B, and therefore it is equal to -1. Therefore this part of the condition is false, although this is true, and therefore this particular function call will not happen, and that is how it should be. Because B does not have a value, you cannot transfer a value or a disk from tower B, and therefore this function should not be called. Okay, and therefore we'll be coming to this particular statement. So control comes here. Is C not equal to -1? That means that we are asking whether C has a disk or not. It has, and therefore condition is true, and therefore we come to this statement. So this is executed, right? The call is made with source tower as C and destination tower as A. Okay, so we go to the while loop again, tower of annoy function again, TOH function again, with source tower as C and destination as A. So this function is called, the parameters are created, these are the values for our towers. Source tower is C, target tower is A, and B is going to be our third or other tower. Okay, counter source is going to be 1. Okay, so that is where our value is present, topmost value is present, right? Counter target is going to be again 0 because we already have a value at in the target towers which is at 0. Uh, Call second, no, this is the first call, so that is why call second is 0. Order is going to be 3, 1, 2. Okay, the static variables are already there with the values as 1 and 0. Val variable is created, print tower is declared, val is then assigned a value of source tower at counter source is 1, source tower is C, so this is the value and which is going to be assigned to 1, so val will have value as 1, right? Next we check the if condition, is call second equals 0, yes, and therefore allow is incremented, that is set to 1. This condition is checked, is previous val not equal to val. Previous val is 1, val is 1. So this condition is false. Okay, this condition is false. So now, because we are short circuit or operator and this is false, we have to go to the second part of the condition. We have to evaluate this condition. Had this been true, which was the case in our previous call to this function, we were not evaluating this part. But this is false, okay, and therefore we are forced to evaluate this part also. And we do the evaluation. What is allow? Allow is right now 1 percentile 3 is not equal to 1, right? Now in this case, this entire if condition is false. Now what has happened? See, we are working with the same disk and we are in the same cycle. And if you remember precondition, it states that if the disk under consideration to be transferred was the most recent disk to be transferred, okay, from the previous tower to the current tower, and if we are in the same cycle, then we are not allowed to transfer the disk, and therefore this transfer must not happen, and therefore this condition is not going to allow that particular transfer. If condition is false, we come to here, okay, and then we execute the return -1 statement and we transfer control back to the while loop in the main function. This part of the code is not evaluated. There cannot be a transfer because we are working with the same disk and in the same cycle. And so we are back in the while loop, right? We had made the call here. This returns value -1. So the first condition is false, and therefore we need not evaluate second part of the condition. Okay, and therefore this statement cannot be executed, and therefore we come to this if condition. So this is evaluated. Have we got 1 at the topmost position in tower B? The answer is no, and therefore we have repeating with our while loop again. Okay, so we go back to loop. We check the condition is true. Again, this statement will be therefore executed. Then this condition is true because we have a value in tower A, and therefore we come to this statement again. There is a call made here again. Okay, so there is a call and therefore we go to the 2H function. Right. So source tower is A and destination tower is B. Okay, again parameters are created. So these are the values of our towers. Our source tower is A and target tower is B. Counter source set to 0, target is -1 because B does not have a value or a disk. Call second 0 because we are calling this function first time for this cycle for the tower A. The order is 1, 2, 3. Previous value was 1. Allow is again 1 from the previous function. Valve is created. Okay. Then print towers is declared. We have the value of tower source at the index point counter source, which is this particular value. Counter source is 0, so this value of tower A is assigned to val, so value assigned value 3, right? Now is call second equals 0, it is, so allow is incremented and allow becomes 2, right? Next, if condition is checked, and is pre-val not equal to val? Yes, pre-val is not equal to val, and the condition is therefore true, and therefore we go within the if block. We come to the next if condition. Is our counter target greater than -1? Target counter target is equal to -1. The condition is false, so we skip these statements and we come to this particular statement. So we come to previous val equal to val, previous value assigned the value of val, that becomes 3, allow is set to 0, counter target is incremented by 1, that becomes 0. Okay, the value of the val is assigned to the target tower at the counter target position, so that becomes 3. Okay, value of counter source at the source location is set to 0, that becomes 0, and then counter source decremented by 1, and therefore it becomes -1. Okay, print tower function is called, and this is going to be the output. Okay, so tower A is not going to have any more this, because this 3 is now transferred to the target tower B, right? B is now going to have this target this 3, right? And tower C of course was not involved in the transaction, therefore it is going to have value 2 and 1. Okay, and then return 0 statement is executed, and we transfer control back to the while of the main function. Right. So we are in the while loop again of the main function. Okay. We made a call here, and this values it returns the values 0 and -1. 0 successful transfer, and but counter A is -1. It is not having any disk, and therefore we cannot call the function TOH with the source tower of A. There are no disks to transfer, and therefore the condition is false, and therefore the statement is skipped, and we come here. Okay, is tower B having 1 at topmost position? No. So again this condition is false. So we come to next condition. We check whether B has any disk. It has. Okay, B is not, counter B is not equal to -1. So the condition is true. So we go to within this if condition. Okay, the TOH function is called with source as B and target as C. We go back to the TOH function. Parameters are created. Okay, so these are our values for source, target, and other arrays. Counter source is 0, target is 1, call second is 0. This is the first call from B in this cycle. Order is set to 2, 3, 1. Previous value is 3. Allow is equal to 0 from the previous function. Right? Val variable is created. Uh, then print tower is declared. Val is assigned a value of tower source at counter source, and therefore it is going to have this particular value 3. So val is assigned value 3. Next condition is checked. If condition call equals 0, this is 0, so allow is incremented by 1, so allow becomes 1. Next this condition is checked. Is pre-val not equal to val? That is not true. Pre-val and val are same, so this part is false, so we are forced to evaluate this part. Allow percentile 3 equal to 0. Allow is 1, percentile 3 is not equal to 0. Even this part is false, right? Now what is happening is that again this was the this which was transferred, okay, from A to B in the previous call to TOH. Okay, so this was the latest disk to be transferred. We are in the same cycle, and therefore this value cannot be transferred in this particular call, and that is why this entire thing evaluates to false. Okay, and therefore the if block is not entered, right? And control goes to the statement after the if block, which is written minus statement, that is executed and returns -1 to the main function in the while loop. So we come back to the while loop. So we had made the call here. Okay, this returns value -1 and 0. Okay, this is -1, so this is a failure. Okay, there was no transfer of this, and therefore this statement is skipped, and we come to this if condition. Right. So here we have tower C as source and tower A as target. This statement is executed, and the function is 2h is called with these particular values. Back to 2h function. Okay, parameters again created. So these are our values. Source is C, target is A. These are the values for C and for target tower A. Others is B. Counter source is set to 1. Counter target is set to -1. There are no values in A. That is why -1. Call second equal to 0. Order is 3, 1, 2. Previous value is 3 from the previous function. Allow is equal to 1 from the again from the previous function. Value is created, then print tower is declared, while assign the value of count tower source, counter source, which is this value, so val becomes 1. A condition is checked, is call second equal to 0. Yes, it is, and therefore allow is incremented by 1, so allow becomes 2. We have again a condition is pre-val not equal to val, that is true, pre-val is 3, val is 1, so this condition is for true, and therefore we can enter in the if block. We come to this part, this condition is check, is counter target greater than -1, counter target is actually -1, therefore this condition is false, so this statement is skipped, and we come to this particular statement that is executed. Pre-value assigned value of val, which is 1, then allow is set to 0, counter target incremented by 1, so this becomes 0. Okay, assign value of val to this particular thing, and therefore that becomes 1. Counter source is assigned value of 0 at counter source location, and that becomes 0, and counter source decremented by 1, so this becomes 0. Print tower function is called. Okay, and the output is going to be this tower A 100. It was initially 000 before this call. This value 1 is assigned to this location, therefore it became 1000. Tower B, of course, was the other tower. It did not participate in the transfer, and therefore the values are not going to change. Tower C initially had 2 and 1, and therefore the value after the value 1 is transferred to A, this becomes 200. Okay, and with the return 0 statement call, we go back to the main function. Back to the while loop in the main function, the call was made here, and the values returned will be 0 and 0. Okay, this successful transfer, and this counter C has value, it is not empty, and therefore in that case this condition is true, and therefore this statement will be executed. So we make a call again with tower C, and target will be our tower B. This is our 2h function again. Parameters will be created, and these are going to be our values for the towers. Tower C is our source tower, and tower B is our target tower. Counter source is set to 0, counter target set to 0. We have the source value here, and we want to position value here. So we are looking at current target value of the counter target, and then we are going to decide to place the value here. Then call second is set to 1. This is the second call from the towers C, or with the tower C as the source in the same cycle. Order is set to 3, 2, 1. Pre-val is 1 from previous call. Allow is 0. Okay. Then where your value is created, then print tower is declared. Okay. Then val is assigned the value of tower source counter source, which is this value. Okay, so val becomes 2. Then if condition is checked, is the condition true? No, it is not true, so allow is not incremented. We go to next if condition, is pre-val not equal to val? Yes, that is the case, so this condition is true, and therefore we are allowed to enter in the if block. Come here, if counter target greater than -1, t is greater than -1, and then we check whether the value at the location below a is it lesser than the current val value, or the current val value is greater than this particular value. Okay. If that is not true, the condition is false, so this statement is skipped. We come here, pre-value assigned value of the current val, that is 2, so pre-value becomes 2, value is set to 0, that becomes 0, counter target is incremented by 1, so that becomes 1. Okay. And value assigned to the location in the target tower, that becomes 2. Tower source value set to 0 at the counter source location, and counter source decremented by 1, and that becomes -1. The print tower function is called, and then we have this particular output. So A of course was not part of the transfer, so it is going to have same values. B initially had 3 0, but it got value 2 from C, and so became 3 2, and tower C of course, and no more values, and therefore all values are set to 0. Okay. Then with return 0, we are going to go back to the main function. So back in the main function, okay, and then we check the values, okay, with this particular condition. Is B having 1 at the topmost position? The answer is no, so we skip this statement, and the while loop is executed again. Okay, and we come to if condition. We check the value of A. Is A having some value? Yes, A was having value 1, so it is not empty, the condition is true. We come to this particular function call. So function call is made with tower A as source and tower B as destination. So back to the TOH function, and these are the parameters values. Okay, we have counter source set to 0, counter target set to 1, call second 0, okay, order is 1 2 3, then pre-value set to 2, allow to 0 from previous function call. Val variable is created, a printer is declared, a val is assigned the value of the source tower at counter source, which is this value is assigned to val, and therefore val is going to have value as 1. Right? If condition allow call is equal to 0, therefore allow is incremented by 1. So that happens. A condition is checked here if pre-val is not equal to val. A val is 1, pre-val is 2, so this condition is true, and therefore we are allowed to enter in the if block. We check this if condition. Is counter target greater than -1? Yes, it is 1. But is the value, current value of val, greater than the value just below it? Okay, so current value is 1. Where you are going to place the value here? The value below it is 2, which is greater than 1, and therefore this condition is false, and therefore we skip this statement. So we come to this statement. So that is evaluated p-value assigned value of val, that is set to 1, allow is set to 0, that becomes 0. Counter target is incremented by 1, so counter target becomes 2. The value assigned to this tower target at counter target, okay, so that becomes 1. Counter source is set to 0, counter source is incremented by 1, and therefore it becomes -1, so this becomes -1. Print tower is called, and the values are printed. These are the values. A is of course all zeros because this value got transferred here. B is again having value 3 2 1 because this value got transferred here, and C is was not part of the transfer, and therefore values remain the same. So return 0, we go back to the main function. So we are back in the main function. So here we made a call here. Okay, this condition is check. Okay, what are the values? 0 and -1. So this is 0, the successful transfer, but counter it does not have is having value -1 because tau tower A is not having any value anymore, so this condition is false. So this call will not be made. This statement is skipped, and so we come to this particular statement. Here, are we having value 1 at the topmost position of B? If you remember, tower B is having value 3, 2, 1. The topmost value is 1, and therefore the condition is true. And this time the break statement is executed. Okay, we break the statement and we end the main function. Okay. In that process, we have achieved the transfer of values from tower A to tower B. Okay, and that is how we have solved the Tower of Hanoi problem.
Friends, if you found this video useful, then please like it. Do subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button. Also share this video and playlist with your friends. Thank you for watching.